if you could tell students to do just one thing to improve their memory, what would it be? Is that the right, I'm not sure if that's the right question or not, but what would you say to that?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And that's one I've thought about. There are two that I think would be the most, would probably be the most important. The first would be recognizing that you need to first think about what it is you want to remember from whatever it is that you're hoping to remember. And then you need to make sure that you're thinking about the material in that way. So in other words, if you know that if this is a situation where you're a student studying for an examination or a quiz or something for your class, for example, I need to think about what are the aspects of this material that are really important, and then I need to make sure that I'm thinking about those aspects. It sounds very simple and very straightforward, and maybe students wouldn't readily follow that advice, but students very seldom do that. In other words, what they mostly do is just sort of read stuff over and over and over again. And there, you're not really thinking about the meaning at all. And of course, it's the meaning that you're hoping to remember. That's what you're probably going to be tested or quizzed on.
Yeah.
Another, that would probably be the most important principle. And especially when you're talking about sort of middle school, and first of all, I wouldn't give this advice to any students yet younger than middle school, really, because they're, at least in this country, they're not asked to do a whole lot of memorizing before grade 6 or so.
Sure.
But at that point, and I've talked with middle schoolers and high schoolers about this before, it takes not just 60 seconds of elaboration of this principle, it takes 60 minutes before, and lots of examples before they start to sort of get what it is you're talking about. So I'm really sort of indirectly apologizing for not being very clear in my answer. That'd be the one thing, that'd be the first thing I would tell them. The second thing is I would probably tell them about the testing effect, which is a big effect, very easy to observe, very rugged, very reliable. You see it across all kinds of different materials. So I would advise students to quiz themselves as a way of really securing information in memory.